What does the loot box bill do? Hey race, new bill aims to tackle the problem of predatory loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions in video games. Introduced by Senate with loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions, a constant sticking point in the gaming community, and a burden on nearly every parent's wallet, it's hard to imagine Senator Hawley will be met with much pushback on the issue. If this bill were to, but what kind of changes? What does the bill entail? Senator Josh Hawley is a Republican from Missouri, and also the youngest politician of the Senate. In June, he, in partnership with Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts and Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut, he now has his sights set on the problem of predatory microtransactions in gaming, specifically in regards to children. Loot boxes are purchasable virtual crates that when opened offer players an assortment of randomized items or loot. Loot can come in the shape of cosmetic items, like character and weapon skins, in-game currency that can be used to purchase more virtual items, and in some cases, performance-enhancing items such as armor, weapons, and consumables. The latter, the term pay-to-win refers to the ability to advance or improve through making micro-payments in the game. This is heavily loot boxes sell well. The appeal to players. Because of its randomized nature, loot boxes are often viewed as a form of gambling. What's worse is, for example, routinely introduces new skins for its heroes. The coolest skins. It would make more sense if Overwatch offered the option to buy the currency needed to obtain the skin, but that's not possible. You have to take microtransactions are included in nearly every game you will find today, and that's the problem. Kids play games, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Rocket League, Overwatch, Call of Duty, and more all contain some form of loot boxes and microtransactions. While you won't find pay-to-win microtransactions as frequently in console games, they are very commonly found in mobile games, particularly those that are free to play. This is especially, children have sometimes accumulated hundreds to thousands of dollars in micropayments. By the time Fortnite is known for its skins are some games frequently add more pressure to buying these items by adding a sense of urgency to the purchase. Children are susceptible to this kind of content. It's appealing to our understanding of loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions may differ from what's outlined in Senator Josh Hawley's newly proposed bill. The bill broadly describes loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions as add-on transactions that unlock a feature of the product or adds to or enhances the entertainment value of the product. Further in, the bill breaks down exactly what this means. The following is a brief pay-to-win microtransactions. Loot boxes. Randomly or semi-randomly. If passed, Senator Hawley's bill would regulate pay-to-win microtransactions and the sale of loot boxes in games marketed to minors individuals under the age of 18. These regulations would apply not only to already published games but to those distributed in the future. Games played by the bill describes a game played by children as a minor-oriented game and will factor in the target audience, subject matter, art style, character animation, music, sound, and much more when determining whether or not a game falls into this category. The bill includes exclusions which consider transactions for subscription fees, difficulty modes, cosmetic alterations, and DLC as exceptions. This is obviously a quick and easy version of the contents found in the bill, which you can totally. If the bill is passed, it's incredibly likely that any game with an ESRB rating under M would apply. This includes POP and many more. It's uncertain. Senator Josh Hawley officially introduced the bill on May 23, 2019, with Democratic Senators Ed Markey of Massachusetts and Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut signing in support of the bill. The bill is now in its first stage of a three-part legislative process. It will have to be if approved, the President will then have 10 days to veto or pass the bill. You can follow updates on the bill.
Raindrops, drop top. on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.